Hi, my name is Angie Sanchez, and today, together with my partner Jorge Noriega, we will be talking about a topic that is will known today, and that most of us have passed or are going through, and it is about depression and anxiety. We have seen Johan Harris video conference and we learning a lot. Then we will answer some questions taking into account what we learned in the video conference.
Okay, now I answer the first question. The first question is, what is depression and anxiety for you? For me personally, anxiety and depression are two complex emotional disorders which also involve problems in thought and behaviors. Although they are different, they present certain similarities that affect us a lot mentally due to some very bad situations that happen in our lives and led us to suffer from the monster called depression and anxiety. Now, Angie, what is the final definition of depression given by Johan Hari?
Johan Hari said that depression is not a malfunction. He said that depression is a sign and that it is telling is some time, and that with the right help we can understand this problem and solve them together. Jorge, what is his final advice to overcome depression?
Okay, as mentioned in the conference by Johan, the last advice he offers is that we eliminate everything that does not do us well and become aware of accepting our problems and looking for a solution so that everything changes. Um, Looking for what we like and make us happy. In this case, he refers to a quote science has mentioned by him in the conference to the man who ended up paralyzed. The solution of his problem was an idea of a quote that eliminate his depression and let us learn from our mistakes and move on. Okay, the question for Angie. According to the speaker and authority decided by him, what can cause anxiety and depression?
Depression is generated in our biology, and this can making us more sensitive to these problems. Another reason is to feel alone, because we all have natural psychological needs. Which factors are in our biology, which are in the way we live, Jorge?
There are some factors in our biology that become known and present in interaction when we suffer from these types of disorders, as mentioned in the video. There are some chemical imbalance that affect our brain, um, affecting us that we control with certain medication. On the other hand, in our way of living, there are several factors which we can analyze when our attitude and action are reflected in a negative way, or we also lose or gain the meaning of things. That is, everything depends on how it affects us, or we look at situation of life, and let's move on. Okay, Angie, the question 6. who are the medical authorities mentioned in the video conference. Do you agree with them? Give their name and a reason for agreeing or disagreeing.
Johan Hari traveled a lot to get answers about depression and anxiety, and he met many doctors and how they treated these problems. Some of them seemed very interesting to me, and one of the is the local Cambodian doctors who were dedicated to listening and studying their patients so that they would find a strong reason to overcome depression without the need for medication. Jorge, what has the World Health Organization said about people who suffer depression and anxiety?
According to what was said in the video, the World Health Organization says that people who suffer from depression and anxiety feel very alone and that they have no one. According to the data obtained by the World Organization, 36% of those people they feel alone because this disorder costs money to it that are not covered and tend to move away. But that is not good. For that reason they must be accompanied and help each other as a teach. Okay, the question number 8. Angie, which of the cases of depression and anxiety mentioned by the speaker caught your attention? Why?
I liked the case of Lisa, a woman who for many years lived in depression and anxiety. When she entered some center, they gave her drug to treat her, but they also recommended that she go to the center twice a week, not to tell that unhappy that she was, but to find meaning in her group life. What is your perception about depression and anxiety now, Jorge?
At this time, I could say that I have more knowledge about this disorder, that I know a little, and I really do not deny that in my life I have come to feel a bit of them due to situation that happened to me in my past. I could say that I perceive it from intelligently side. I know the case and I have the necessary knowledge to handle it, identify it and prevent it from affecting me. But I could say that I perceive it in a normally way. Okay, the next question, number 10. Angie, is it the same as you had before studying video conferencing? Explain.
I think everyone at some point has gone through like this. And yes, some time ago I experienced depression, but as Johan Hari said, we must look for the appropriate help to treat this type of problems, and thank God I have been able to overcome anxiety many times and the depression. What is the best way to help someone who suffers from depression and anxiety?
Okay, the best way to help someone who suffers from depression is to accompany and support them by contributing your presence as a help and support in different aspects. As it is said in the video, to be unit and support each other so that the person does not feel that they are in this way alone. People who suffer from this disorders are helping and thus be able to eliminate anxiety and depression from their life, generating positive change. Okay, finally we can conclude that Johann Harris' lecture is very important because it helps a lot to reflect on these disorders. It touches us a lot and motivates us to cooperate on many things. It should also be not that the great searching it lives in that we must help others when they present this type of problems. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.